Well, I want to make a quick update, hopefully a little common sense. I know people are waiting to climb the silver ladder, the price is going to go way the hell up and stuff or whatever. Maybe, maybe not. Now, I don't know, maybe a lot of my subscribers probably, they know my message a little more toned down and conservative on things. But I also don't feel so down in the dumps when things were looking worst a couple months ago. Like, people were predicting 18, 15, $20 silver and stuff. And I was thinking it wasn't going to go that low. I thought it'd probably go to 24, 25. So, but what I don't get, I'm going to tell you right now, I got really pissed off at some of the wild predictions out there for silver. How it could blast through 100. The banksters are on the run. I have totally, quite some time ago, gotten away from, a lot of the people that are on YouTube that talk about silver, the bloggers, all the main, the James Turk and Eric Spratt crowd and all this other garbage. I don't want to listen to any of garbage. I don't. I read a lot of stuff, but it's probably a little more mainstream. But yeah, I know. Don't tell me the mainstream is all BS. Now, the mainstream I like listening to the most is Marc Faber, if you can call him mainstream. And a lot of people like him because he's got a lot of gold, so that makes him a gold bug. He's got physical gold. He's got over 25% physical gold. But the guy's made a lot of right calls. And for 2011, he did predict the markets right. He did, because he said they weren't going to do anything spectacular one way or the other. He said that the super bulls would be disappointed and the super bears would be disappointed. He didn't expect things to go too much one way or the other. And you know what? That's exactly what happened in 2011. But he's been talking about for the last few years now that there's going to be a bigger market crash in the future than the one that happened in 2008 because the underlying problems have not been corrected. But he doesn't know exactly when that's going to happen. But he's talking about for the upcoming near future maybe a market correction because, and this is how I'm seeing it. Maybe this is why I like this guy because, I guess you got to pick your hero, right? But that's how I see it because all the data looks like, it's PMI, the manufacturing index is going down for the last several months everywhere. Europe, China, United States. Slow down in China, right? 60% of the commodities goes to China. Commodity prices are depressed. And then the other thing is I like that garbage index because that's the real GDP. It's not how much we produce, it's how much we throw out. And if somehow those two numbers don't agree, it's probably the numbers that we throw out, the stuff we throw out numbers are probably correct. And we're throwing out less, so that means the economy stinks. The GDP number is a bunch of garbage, and the Baltic Dry Index is down. But Marc Faber, I like his analysis because he'll say he realizes the personality. It's not like you can't just look at a graph. He realizes the personality in charts, and it's not like, oh, whoa, Ben Bernanke, you're this and that, no, you're evil. No, he's saying that he's going to print money because that's all he knows how to do. Now, if you probably see the equities go down, say the S&P went down 150 points, he was talking about that stuff, and went down 10% from the 1400 level or whatever the hell it is now. Well, you know what? I know it ain't like silver. Silver was like almost $48 or $48, then it went down to 26. It got killed almost in half. And nobody's doing QE about silver, but they'll worry. But they will about the markets for 10%. So that's where majority of people's money is. So he will do QE3, QE4. According to Marc Faber, I agree with that. Let him know. Let him. That's what's going to make our metals go up. Now, I just want to throw some caution out there because, at the end of the year 2011, I was predicting $42 silver. Wrong. 26, right? But there's a number of other predictions out there by some other idiots that were saying 100. And I have a problem with that because, we all picked up, and I pointed this out several times, PSLV insiders were selling. So I don't know why the hell people were thinking it was going to go up to 100 when the experts were selling, right? Big major point. That's one reason I don't listen to a lot of these silver experts anymore because what they do, and I don't want to get too long here. Well, what they do is they play to the crowd. Now, at one point in time, I expected, maybe this is going to come up soon. I did expect an attack on Iran in late spring or early summer, right? Didn't happen. Now, I'll tell you the truth, I don't think anybody knows when this crap's going to happen because anything's can set it off. There's like, if there's an opportunist reason for it to happen, and it looks like Iran started it clearly, it'll happen. That's the way I see it. But, it may come up pretty soon, too. But if that happens, say, by June, I think silver prices would be a lot higher, and it would create enough turmoil in the markets, like gold would be up because people would be more scared. Oil would be way the hell up, of course. And usually when oil's in a very hard bull market, silver starts taking off like crazy. The correlation between oil and silver is high only when oil is in a bull market. When oil is just flat, there's like no correlation. But when oil is in a very hard bull market, and it will be if there's a war with Iran. So that could influence the price of silver. And you also got to remember back in 1979 when they had to blow off top in the silver, oil was flying high, and it was flying so high that they had an excise tax on it, on gains. Excise tax. If people probably don't know that, or probably weren't around then or something. But we also had the Iranian hostage situation, right? So tensions in the Middle East is actually good for silver, believe it or not. So that was where I was kind of predicting my $60 to $75 an ounce by the end of the year. Now, I'd have to say lower than that now because even if we get to war with Iran, that could be happening, and QE, I don't think it's going to reach that high. So, that's what I'd have to back off on that. But I don't know why a person would predict $100 an ounce silver when the price got slammed down to 26 in September 30th. And that was on a popular silver channel. And I don't know what the hell people listen to that stuff before because you can imagine if somebody took that as financial advice and put down a lot of money on an option or something like that, even though they're not telling them, they're actually giving out information that's leading, telling people where the markets are going. And that's piss poor. I can't believe that stuff. But I see, what I typically see from the silver channels, they get annoyed the crap out of me, to tell you the truth, is when silver's high, they're real brave and they predict high prices. When silver's low, they back off, they shut up, and they predict that the sky's falling and there's like the bankster conspiracy. That's what they do. Well, it's the damn markets. That's what it is. You just don't hear this kind of talk from Jim Rogers, Marc Faber. You might hear it from a couple other people, Hey, you won't hear it from Robini either. He only believes in cash. Yeah, so do I. If I had a printing press, if I had a printing press, I'd believe in cash too. Print up as much as I want, get anything I want. But, that guy's another one I don't have too much respect for. But I pretty much will stick with what makes common sense. So if you guys get some serious gains on silver, you're probably better off selling some. But if you start seeing oil prices of $150 a barrel, and Ben Bernanke doing QE, well, we always got the monkey wrench with the freaking margin rate increases and stuff. But like I said, if you see an extraordinarily good day, it's only going to go so high before it corrects again. Even though that seems impossible, it's only going to go so high before it corrects again. And if you don't really need to listen to this stuff I say. I like getting into what the market forces are every day, but the only thing you really got to remember is if you get some really crazy gains and you're thinking, holy shit, this is going, do not buy into the story that we're going into Zimbabwe hyperinflation or Weimar Republic hyperinflation anytime soon. It's not going to it's definitely not going to happen in 2012 or even well into 2013. It's not going to happen that fast. And So if you sell some of your silver, you'd be very smart if you had some big gains, because there will be another pullback. It's probably going to take a few years if we get into a situation like that. So I think these silver bloggers and stuff, they're giving some people some rotten advice, and I don't like it. I don't like, I tell you the truth, I don't like most of the silver channels because they're real super amateurs, to tell you the truth. They would never ever work in a CPA firm. They wouldn't work for any, people that had serious money and they were telling them how to invest it. I mean, if somebody made a calls like these calls that are being made by some of these silver people, and they were telling somebody with a lot of money, hey, this is what I think's happening, because believe me, that's the whole game. That's the whole game. You got to be right. You can't be wrong. You can't be giving shit advice. So it's like they make money on YouTube doing this stuff because they play conspiracy. But I don't play conspiracy. And I noticed, I threw one thing out there on a Illuminati clock for 9912. I thought it was kind of interesting, but I'm not all excited about it or nothing. I just figured I'd throw it out there. But lo and behold, people eat that up. They eat that up. It's crazy. So to tell you the truth, I feel better doing car videos, how-to videos, and stuff like that, because it's a true benefit for people to understand how to do things. Silver, it's the right thing to do, but you're going to have to wait. So it's just a goddamn waiting game. How long you wait, the damn thing goes up to some record high, you should sell some. I know every single silver blogger out there is going to say, the sky's falling. I don't know about that. They're probably freaking wrong. Just looking at past history, they've been wrong. They've been wrong almost every freaking time. Have you ever, how many people said there was going to be Stella Concepts actually said there was going to be a pullback, I mean, he had that one right. That was one time. But he also said there was going to be a pullback when it was 20-something. But like anything, you predict something long enough, you're eventually right. So when these guys are saying every day the sky's going to fall, maybe someday it'll be right. But in the meantime, what do you do, right? What do you do? I don't think the sky's going to fall that fast. So, I don't know. I got another angle on this stuff, but I kind of do have a beef with pretty much most of the silver bloggers. They are, I don't know, I'm just going to say it, I think they're freaking idiots. And they play conspiracy left and right. But people buy into that shit, so whatever. I don't know. I'm not into it that much.